Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 14 or 15, episode 19. This is reunion part 2. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like this video, also share it. You can leave your comments below and subscribe if you are new and join in on all the fun. I'm late, hopefully not $1 short. I want my cup to run it over. But let's get into this episode. Okay, so I'm not going to be before you long. I'm already late. So, and I have to correct myself. I guess there is a part 3 of this reunion. I don't know what's going to happen, but all of a sudden we see that Garcelle has left. And this was after everything was filmed, and there was going to be a cast photo. From what we see, people are trying to say, you're supposed to be professional. This is unprofessional, Garcelle. I think it was Dorit that said it. I'm like, I wonder what happened. Anyways, I have to correct myself because I said something to a supporter and someone I support, Miss Erica. She has her own YouTube channel, but I had said in her comments the other day on another video from Married to Medicine, which you're not going to get any review from me. Final thoughts. All I can say is fix it. Purveyors of pop. Fix Married to Medicine. If certain people are still there next season, I'm not gonna watch because we got to get out of this vortex that we're in. I call it the Phantom Zone. And if you are a DC comic person or someone that is a Superman watcher, that's where we get the Phantom Zone from. So, anyways, yeah, I guess there is a part 3. So, my mistake. Okay, we continue with Kyle and Dorit. But we kind of curtail it and we talk about this whole Kyle situation with Morgan. Kyle says, Garcelle first says, I feel like you talked to me off screen to shut me up as far as not talking about Morgan and all that stuff. We don't even know what all she said offline. But Kyle said, I told you some stuff because I thought we were trying to get closer. But even your friend, the wannabe friend, Sutton said that she felt like you were getting your ducks in a row and you're marking your chess positions. Maybe so, Kyle. Maybe so. I can say that Garcelle didn't say anything that you said off camera, on camera, even though you were so upset and didn't even want to speak to her over the comment of, it's okay if you want to be a lesbian. Because nobody's getting triggered by that unless you are at least questioning your sexuality, and I'll leave it at that at the most, because it's just odd. And you came out here. If you're this is the thing, Kyle. If you are presenting yourself that you're trying to get closer to Garcelle, not saying that you're on the friend level of the Fox, the faux Fox people, but the way you wanted to come out on the enemy, come out on the stage is just like that Garcelle was your enemy. I don't understand it. So Kyle said, no, I didn't come out there to do all that. I was not trying to shut you up. I just wanted to get closer. Garcelle took a long pause and she said, okay. Garcelle could have fought it, especially what we just said. Do I believe anything that comes out of Kyle? No. We don't even know what she said. And Garcelle has not been disloyal in that way. Anyways, they get on the subject of Morgan and why she's not here. Kyle said, I'm not discussing her. She said that she's got a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of negativity. And I'm so glad that Andy finally stepped up and is challenging these jokers. It's like, well, don't you think that there would be negativity? I mean, she came on the show to promote herself, right? It's like, yeah, but she's not used to this negativity. Well, isn't she in the public eye? Like, what does she mean that she isn't understanding that? She doesn't understand the housewife negativity. So you mean people in Nashville was very supportive of you, of her, in a music video where she has this woman lesbian lover. You mean Nashville is that forward that they really, really into a lot of the lesbianism? I just want to ask that question, Kyle, to you. I mean, both of y'all are in the public eye, and you mean to tell me, I think Andy did say it, well, it looks like she wanted to eat her cake. What is it? She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. You can't have both. So it does sound very stupid as far as this answer. I'm saying it like that. For her reasoning for not being on the show. Instead of Kyle just not saying that Morgan doesn't want to be seen as the side chick. Because it looks like she's the mistress in this situation with Mo. With Kyle and Mo. Even though we can talk about Mo, and somehow Kyle feels like she's the devastated wife of a man who's stepping out, even though y'all are separated and can do their own thing. I get Bo's in a way when she was during the season trying to talk up with Kyle, you know, she's not even prettier than you, blah, 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 blah. Considering we don't know anything of what Kyle and Mo have been going through, as even to what the separation is for, who cares? Like, someone would have to tell me, at least in Kyle's situation, how to be a friend to her. Because I'm just not going to throw out a bunch of emptiness. Because if y'all are supposedly moving on, I'm just not understanding what was the big deal of him moving on. Y'all don't even, like, I wish I understood what separation means. Separation should be going your ways just to see if you want to be together or not. Okay, you're seeing someone else. Are you going to eventually, like, come back together with your mate and see if we can work things out, or what? To this day, Kyle and Mauricio have not filed for divorce. To this day, Dorito and PK have not filed for divorce. But hardly nobody's saying anything, and PK is pissed that even the way that Dorito painted him was not good, and he's never going to be on the show again. Okay. But they are the big main storyline, and they get first chair. Okay. Then they get on Dorit and Kyle and these whole texts. Kyle still remains that she thinks that she's been girl code. All I have is sisters, and all I have is daughters. So what do you mean that I don't have girl code? But for some reason, you outed your sister as an alcoholic on national television. You did not have her back on national TV. Kathy is the real sister. That's what Kim says. But you know about girl code. Okay, girl. And your code. Let's see what else. Dorit really goes into Kyle because it's like, when they talk about these texts and all that, you know, you don't see in what you were doing was F up. You're 1 minute saying there's just memes and jokes, and we're finding out all this other information of y'all having this conversation about I won't share anything. She said it had something to do that she won't share anything on the show or about the show. I don't know what it was. But I guess Kyle wouldn't say anything about PK on the show, even though didn't she just really betray what she said that she wasn't going to do when she had to reveal that text, because she had to prove that she was just not only sending memes and jokes. I mean, somebody help me out with that, because I didn't understand any of that. Then she says that, you know, we weren't really friends, and then tries to put it back on Dorit. Well, you're talking about girl code, but why did you reveal my text to Erica? You're out here saying bad things and malicious things, and now you're trying to tell her how she's supposed to respond and supposed to stay loyal and submitted to you. And when she had to really fight for her reputation. And then, well, Dorit said, well, we weren't really friends, so there was no limits. The limits were off. But I don't even think you had to go that far. You needed to protect yourself. Would it be cool if you were just loyal and just didn't say anything? Yeah. But at the same point, because we knew it was you were full of it, Kyle. But it was just like, Kyle had a bad defense, and just stuttering like a fool in first chair, because she knew that she really didn't have no answers, and she's too busy not just saying I was wrong. They talk about Bo's calling her a liar. How would you know I was a liar? Da, 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 da. It's like, well, Bo said that you omitted some things. Well, and then she said nobody has said that I've been a liar. I mean, Kim, Brandy, LVP, the list goes on in Beverly Hills world where people have said that you're a liar and called you a liar. It's just like all of a sudden, liar is just not a part of who Kyle Richards is, but people have called you that. Like, there's too much history for y'all to be acting stupid on this show, Kyle. But nobody really sees it for you, Kyle, like that. I mean, you do have a fan base, but nobody sees you for it in my book. But Bo stands by that, hey, you're a liar. And that's just that. You weren't telling the truth. I was told memes and all this stuff, and then there was other stuff that came up that you were a part of, so whatever. We get in on Jennifer Tilly. Oh, Kyle and Dorit are working on their relationship. It's not going to get no better. They'll just stay in the alliance, and that's just that. And Dorit has somebody now, so she don't really have to depend on Kyle. We move to Jennifer Tilly and then also Kathy, but Kathy comes out after Jennifer Tilly. Of course, we know Jennifer Tilly is rich and all that good stuff, and she was just really amazed at what reality TV was really about and all that, and all that good stuff. And all of her jewelry that she has is, fake on camera. She keeps all her real jewelry in a safe deposit box. That's rich. That's how you handle stuff, valuables like that. You're not in the street with an open purse or whatever, and they can steal thousands of dollars from you, Dorit. But okay, but she acts like she's. Let me shut up. She said that at least when Erica came at her, she said, "Oh, she can go on and do what she needs to do. I'm ready for it, whatever." I guess Jennifer Tilly during the after show was saying stuff about PK, and Dorit was like, I really respect you and honor you and all that, and I really felt like you were. And then Jennifer Tilly said, "Go into the dark side." Yeah, and then they left it there. I don't know why, but whatever. We moved to Kathy. Kathy, both the friends of have been the comedic moment or the lighter moments of this episode. We get a little bit on her and how she felt about PK. I guess PK looked very old, and now that he is off of alcohol, he's looking a lot better and looking younger than what he used to look. So there wasn't much there. So we move on to Sutton and Dorit. But Bose gets her time in, and I just specifically want to talk about Bose. They talk about the situation of when Sutton was going to leave Dorit's house. And of course, Bose came, after she came running in there saying, "Hey, what are we doing? We need to be here. This is rude to the host." And Bose wanted to bring out something that that Sutton said, that she was an angry black woman. And Sutton's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And Garcelle was like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" And I guess what Sutton said is that you are angry. I don't know how she said it, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't that she was trying to label her a black angry woman. But she called out Sutton for it, and then she also called out Garcelle for not clocking that and getting her friend together and all that stuff. And I see that people are online trying to say, clock it, but the fan base doesn't like when you call out racism if it's from Garcelle. So all of a sudden when Bo says it to Sutton, or if Crystal says it to Sutton and Kyle, we understand what racism and microaggressions are. But she said, Bo said that she was not angry. But if I remember correctly, in the confessional, she said that she was pissed seeing these ladies out there catering to this woman. Let the woman go. She need to be out there. They need to be out there. So Bose, however you were expressing yourself, you didn't have to be yelling or whatever, but for some reason you decided to be Dorit's mouthpiece, as Garcelle said. You decided to be that. So it's like, what are you talking about that you weren't angry? For whatever reason, you were given some type of passion. So I can't say that this time that you were attacked and a microaggression was used towards you. Sutton says, well, you came in quite strong, and you said, I am strong. Even though I like Sutton and I like Bose, I'm not going to call that a microaggression. Of course, people loved it on the timeline, though. And Bose, you need to recalculate what you've done, what you said, because I don't think that was that. Dorit says, everything you got from me, it was deserved. Again, nobody's starting at A. Everything came out of left field based upon a miscommunication between Dorit and Sutton on that bus. And then From there, all hell broke loose. I don't get it, whatever, nobody wants to talk about it, and they think that Sutton was just performing and acting as if Dorit wasn't saying something to her, and then Sutton reacted, and then Dorit reacted, but Dorit kind of just clutched her pearls when she did what she did. And I'm not going to go over it because I already have in my review, so check those out. There's a playlist for the Beverly Hills. But yeah, and you can go back to the episode where Camille was there, where I discussed how everything started, and the episode right before that. Anyways, yeah, so they started talking about, you know, there's another side to you, and that's the real side to you, Dorit was, and Sutton sitting there calmly. The thing about Sutton and Garcelle, I need y'all to stand in whatever you believe. Garcelle, you said, that's my opinion. No, Garcelle, you need to say, I said what I said, and I meant the F what I said when Dorit was coming at you, and Bose. And Sutton, you don't need to be there calm. Whatever, they don't like you, act a fool. I would, because no, you're not going to put me in this hole, and you're not going to say this and say that. If you think I am crazy, then I'm going to show you crazy. How about that? But that's kind of the black way of doing things. But anyways, and Dorit makes this read. I guess it's a white read, but I don't understand why it's a white read, as people were saying, talking about you live on a effing road. So your house is in pre-foreclosure, and you don't even know where you're going to live. Pretty soon, I mean, just piss PK off a little bit more, and you'll be on the road. You sent up here packing stuff. You knew that you were going to get out. I remember that when they came to your house. You knew that there was you packing up stuff, looking stressed out, all because you know that your man was not paying the mortgage. That's just how he negotiates. Sure, I'm sure he's that powerful that he can stop a foreclosure by negotiating. Stop it. But he can't negotiate his marriage with you. And basically he's saying, I'm tired of you. I don't think it's a read. I don't understand why people are coming down on Sutton so bad about a wealth read. I do not, including Garcelle. Kathy and Sutton real friends? I forgot about that part. Yes, they're real friends. And for some reason, Dorit getting her reads from Twitter. Is she talking about Sutton paying for people? That came straight from Twitter. And then Erica, shut up. That came straight from Twitter, that you're buying friends. Kathy says that she's not buying her. If Kathy is legitimizing the relationship, I'm gonna go by there, because she could have just sat there and did nothing. I guess the whole blow up with Kathy and Sutton last season or whatever is because she didn't stand up for Kathy the previous time. That was the same season that Renna was booted off and was called the bully in Hollywood. Kathy kicked her off the show. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. That was all there is, and whatever. I don't understand how that's the read of the century, but I guess white people are amused and are hypocrites as far as their show. And I'm sorry I got to marginalize or just put that, but that's how y'all are for some reason. But yeah, on a black show, that's not a read. Sorry. On a road. What are you talking about? Anyways, that's it. Let me know your comments. We will see you next week for part 3, and a lot of these shows are going off, thank God, because I need a break. But until next time, peace.